Well, good evening, everybody. This is Commissioner Rhino, and to my right is Abjude or at Absolutely on Twitter. We are here to bring you some DFS stuff. And before we get started, let's talk about last night a little bit. What did you think about the game last night?
Oh man, last night's game was fantastic. Primetime Kirk Cousins 2024. We will never forget it
No,
because I feel like he's had 3 primetime games so far, and 2 of them have ended with like a last second play or the last
yeah.
play of the game. So I think that like Kirk is locked in Atlanta.
It could. I mean, well, you could have said it should have been 3 in a row, but because of that,
Right, because of the Chiefs game. Yeah,
yeah.
that pass interference that wasn't called.
And I know me and you were talking a little bit on Twitter about Bijan Robinson and stuff, and I think
Oh yeah.
I think I think it's going to come around. I'm not going to sit him
Mm-hmm.
unless it's a bye week because any given week he's going to go off once it clicks and stuff.
Oh
And once
yeah.
he's healthy.
Yeah. I learned a lesson a couple of years ago in fantasy. Whenever you draft someone in the first 2 rounds, unless you know for a fact that they've had a whole bunch of weeks and they've done nothing, you always start them. Your first and second round picks, you should always start them because you never know that one week that you bench them. It happened to me a couple of years ago with Joe Mixon. I benched him one week and he scored like 49 points and I ended up losing. And that kind of messed me up in the standings and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Bijan will come around.
that's happened to me a couple of times, especially last year. That you overthink things sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Forgot what. Jeez.
Well, one thing about last night's game though is the game script didn't really allow for Bijan to be out there a lot, and when they did put him out there because he's such a good pass blocker, that's pretty much what he did mostly. But Kirk was slinging it. He threw for 509 yards, 4 touchdowns. So like he'll have days where he'll pop off, or he'll score once or twice, or he'll get like a whole bunch of all-purpose yards, and he didn't even do that bad on the ground. He had
No,
61 rushing yards and he had like 17 receiving yards or something like that. So he had a pretty decent day. Had he scored one of the touchdowns of the game, then it could have been a really good fantasy night for him.
yeah. I'm really happy to see Darnell Mooney
Oh
get
yeah.
his. After all those years with Chicago and stuff, and him kind of getting a bad rap a little bit about
Yeah.
being not fantasy football relevant. But this what goes to show you when you got a quarterback that can throw the ball,
Mm-hmm.
an offensive line that can protect the quarterback and a good running game and stuff.
And when you also have other weapons to distract the defenders, so that way,
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney wasn't getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities when he was in Chicago.
No, that one was his first touchdown catch that he had.
Oh my God, the
That
one, yeah,
was,
he caught it over 3 defenders. Yeah, that
yeah,
was pretty good.
that was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on with the games here.
Oh
All right,
yeah.
Jets at Vikings, 40.5.
Mhm.
Jets by 2.5. What are you thinking? Who's relevant?
Relevancy starting from top to bottom, I'd say Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is matchup
That's a
proof.
given. That's
Yeah, he's
that's a given.
yeah. You gotta find a way to start him. I would start Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Sam is probably available at a decent price with all those weapons they got there. Oh, and TJ Hawkinson might play tomorrow too. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. TJ Hawkinson might play on Sunday too. He was
Really,
back at practice this week.
I know he got pulled up, and if they do we want to? Should we see what that Donald is
Sam
at?
Darnold.
Yeah, we can start our DFS build right now, just as we go through the show.
Yeah. Well, I actually have. See, Sam Darnold, is it?
Can't be that far down.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Let's go a little bit higher.
Don't tell me Sam Darnold is now overpriced in DFS.
He might. Is this just for Saturday again?
Look him up instead in the
Gentlemen, this may not include the London game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
That's what it
so
is.
then
fellas.
yeah, so then we can just move on then.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Carry on.
What do you think? How do you think Aaron Jones is going to do?
I mean, I think Aaron Jones is as steady as they come. I think that he'll be able to get some yards on the ground. I think that he's a very good runner. He's a very decisive runner, and he's got a little bit of shiftiness to him too. So I think that he'll have success on the ground against them. I actually think that he will be the one to score a touchdown. And JJ could, by design, end up in the end zone. But I think that because he scored a touchdown in every single game so far, the chances of him scoring another one this week are they're relatively low. So I think that Aaron Jones is probably like a good bet to get into the end zone.
And what about the Braylon Allen and Breece Hall? Would you play any of the running backs going against Minnesota's defense, defense?
No,
No.
not against this defense. Yeah. No, I wouldn't play them. I think Braylon might have a chance because he's a bigger, more like bruiser out of the two of them. So he might, he might churn a few yards, but I would avoid that backfield altogether.
All right, Ravens at Bengals 48.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this means it's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, who would you play at court? Would you play Burrow over Lamar?
Well, no, I would play Lamar over Burrow because Lamar will most likely have more all-purpose yards.
Okay,
because
then.
Exactly, the running upside.
So when you're doing this, always lean more to the running or the dual threat quarterback then.
Yep, and another caveat is that in most of these formats, a passing touchdown is 4 points, but a rushing touchdown is 6 points. So you have that little 2-point upside, just in case he takes one, he keeps one on a read option with Derrick Henry or something like that.
So okay, with that then, if somebody's brand new with this, as you know, I'm kind of in.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you go to find the scoring? Is it laid out when you do it?
Well, yeah, it tells you after. It tells you after, like during the games, like it shows you how the point breakdown is. I don't really know where you can find the settings and the scorings for on FanDuel, but I know they have it on DraftKings. Like they have like a menu that shows you like how all the points are calculated.
All right. And what receivers would you play? Jamar Chase if he was reasonably priced, or just play like Zay Flowers and hope for the best? Or maybe T. Higgins, or maybe even T. Higgins, because T. Higgins is what, 6,800?
Something like that, yeah, 6,800, yeah. And I know that Jamar would be like 9,000 and some change, or 8,000 and some change. So I think that T. Higgins would actually be a really good wide receiver play in this game.
Let's pick a T. Higgins one receiver, because if I'm right, you build receivers, then running back, and then quarterback, right? And then go back to flex, right?
Well, typically, if I already know which quarterback I want, I'll do the quarterback and wide receiver stack. I like doing those, but finding a wide receiver one or running back one, we can do either or. So yeah, we can do T. Higgins as our first wide receiver.
All right. And then are we going to try to see what play like a Chase Brown or a Moss? As maybe
no.
Secondary running back?
Well, no, only because, I mean, we could do that, but that's usually, when you're thinking about a secondary running back, that's usually like a flex spot. That's like someone that you throw in, when you're done building everything else, and then you look at opportunities, and then you see who you can throw in your flex.
Okay, now with the Bengals defense, would you play Derrick Henry, or is there a better option because Henry is so expensive?
Yeah, because he's so expensive, I'd probably look for a better option.
All right.
Yeah.
Panthers and Bears, 41.5. And Panthers are favored by 3.5.
Yeah. No, the Panthers are underdogs, actually, which is surprising.
That is surprising, but you know what? Andy Dalton's dealing right now, and actually maybe a Dalton and Deontay Johnson might be a good stack.
That would be a good stack too. I don't know what Andy Dalton's price would be at quarterback, but I actually already have a quarterback wide receiver stack in mind.
Okay, let's go. Okay, when we get to that, then we'll put it up there. Other than other than them, is there any receivers or running backs you're playing from the Bears or?
From the Bears, no, I don't trust the Bears passing attack yet. I think Caleb still has a little bit of a ways to go, and that O line is not really that good. The Panthers, though,
Juba?
well, Chuba is a great running back. Yeah, depending on what his price is, Chuba would be a great running back play.
All right. What is Juba's?
6,800.
Josh Jacobs is 7,000.
Ooh, yeah, and Josh Jacobs has a juicier matchup.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Swift pulls the same thing he did last week.
Yeah, it's not happening again. That was strictly a matchup thing. Like they just took advantage of the Rams defense, and then they just kept giving him the ball.
Everybody takes advantage of the Rams defense.
I mean, they're young.
Them.
They're young. They're rebuilding.
Can't stop them. Keep on doing it, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
It sucks for me to say that, but it is what it is, man. I'm a realist as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be.
Sometimes you have to be realistic, yeah.
Some of these content creators drive me damn crazy with their God. All right, so let's do a.
Oh, check for Deontay Johnson as a wide receiver, because I think he has a unique ability to get open, and I think he's going to get force-fed targets. Ooh, but it's a tough matchup though.
Yeah, but he's a PPR machine though too.
Right.
I know Legit and Mingo are getting a little bit, but still.
Yeah, but he's their wide receiver one. So yeah. We'll go with Deontay Johnson as a volume play. All right.
Okay.
So what's the next game we have on the board?
Jacobs as a running back?
Well, not yet. We could we could take Josh Jacobs our running back. Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, that's one of the best matchups on the board.
Dolphins and Patriots. Good Lord, 36.5. Is there
Stay
anybody?
Away from everyone. Probably Ramondre Stevenson. He's probably the only one.
He's not starting.
He's not starting?
No, Antonio Gibson's starting. He's fumbled 4 straight games, and Jeremy just came up like about a half hour ago. Popped up on Sleeper saying that Mayo's not starting. He'll play, but Gibson's going to be getting most of the carries.
Wow!
And plus Gibson gets the passes too.
Right. Yeah. So I'd probably stay away. Maybe when we go back to our flex, we can check to see the difference between like a Chase Brown and an Antonio Gibson. See which one of them
we
could put in our flex.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Bills
Texans.
So with Bills now, because Shakur's out, so do you think it's going to be a Dalton Kincaid game,
possibly,
or a Keon Coleman breakout game?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that any one of them will pop. I think it'll be like everybody will just share the load. So whatever Shakir was getting, if Shakir was getting 8 targets, then it'll be 4-4, or it'll be like 2-2-2. Curtis Samuel could have a real opportunity here with Shakir out. So you don't really know which one of these wide receivers are gonna go off. You don't really know which one is gonna have a bad day or just an average day, or they can all just have just regular days. They can each have 3 catches or 4 catches apiece.
Almost the same way as the Texas receivers too. Other than Nico, I mean, we know Nico Collins is going to get his because he's wide receiver 1 right now. Right. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody saw that coming at all.
What for him to be the wide Texans wide receiver 1 wide receiver 1 overall?
Period overall.
Oh yeah, no. Nobody could have seen that coming.
Would you take Tank Dell over Diggs?
No, I don't trust Tank Dell as long as Diggs is active, because it seems like the pecking order is Nico Collins and then Diggs, which makes sense because that's your highest paid wide receiver, so you want to get him involved. So as long as Diggs is playing, on a regular basis, I would not play Tank Dell.
That's funny because I read something from I guess it was on Coach Speak that they were talking about Tank Dell and how his route tree is. How impressive it is too. and that they need to start getting them the ball more because of that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, and plus his damn speed. He's 4.3?
I'm not entirely sure what he ran.
I know it's up there. Yeah, the Diggs revenge game, but I don't know. I hope they don't force feed the ball to Diggs because of the so-called
because of the revenge game narrative. Yeah, Tank Dell ran a 4.49, by the way.
4.49.
Yeah, he ran a 4.49. Okay. He's more shifty than blazing fast. He gets in and out of his cuts very nicely. He's very his change of direction is pretty insane. But as long as I have him on my fantasy team, and I don't even start him because of that, like as long as Diggs is out there and Nico Collins is healthy, then those guys are going to get majority of the targets.
I actually just traded Michael Pittman for him.
Oh, nice. That's not a bad trade. Yeah.
No, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I like Tank Dell, so I'm at the point. I'm at that point in that league that I'm just horrible.
It's all the injuries.
I'd like to get players that I like and play. I don't know if they're ever turning back to where I'm at right now. Good God.
The injuries will get you.
Yeah. All right. Colts and Jacksonville, 46.5.
Okay.
Who's is Richardson playing or is Flacco playing?
I think personally that Flacco is playing because Flacco has been getting majority of the first team reps. Okay. And Richardson suited up, but he's done like limited work. So I think that's gamesmanship on our end, trying to, so we don't tip our hand to the Jaguars because both quarterbacks, they're two vastly different styles of quarterback. So we don't want them to be game for anyone. And we are 0-8 in Jacksonville, dating back to 2014. For some strange reason, whenever we go to Jacksonville, they throw on their capes and they whoop us. And when I mean they whoop us bad. The last year that Gardner Minshew was in Jacksonville, they beat us on opening day, and that was the only game they won that entire season. They were 1-15.
Oh, Lordy.
That was the only game that they won. So because of that, our power play for this week is going to be the Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr. stack.
Oh.
Yes. Because I believe that either two things can happen here. Either one, they get up on us very early, and Trevor Lawrence has, the game of his life, and he's wheeling and dealing, and they're beating us, handedly. Or two, we get up on them very early, and that will cause the Jags to go into pass heavy mode, and then that is where we'll get our stats from. Like the same way that Justin Fields had to come back and he put up a whole bunch of numbers.
How much is it going to hurt with Taylor being out?
I think with Taylor being out, it's gonna decrease our ceiling a little bit. But if Flacco plays instead of AR, what we'll lose in the run game with Anthony Richardson, what we'll lose in the run game with JT, we'll make up for with Flacco's consistency and accuracy on the offensive end.
Okay.
So I think that is going to have to be a committee approach with our running backs. It's going to have to be Trace. It's going to have to be Sermon and Goodson. And I know Goodson has been itching to get back on the field since that Week 18 game in Houston.
Oh God, he's one that dropped the ball, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know he's itching to get back out there.
So he'll be playing the more of the run catching.
Yeah, he'll be in a 2-minute situation. Yeah, but with Joe Flacco, you can expect him to get a few targets because Joe's going to take the checkdowns. I mean, AR would take the checkdowns too because he's proven that he can do it. But I think Flacco would use the running back out of the backfield more, especially in mismatches. Give me one quick second.
No problem. Yeah, I think this might be one of the best games to watch this week. It always is, at least in my opinion. What about
Colts Jags? It's always a fight. It's always something.
And there's I believe in like the law and averages where if a team is beating a team so many times, then the other team's going to win. Take for instance, like when the Rams got their asses whipped by Arizona. They beat Arizona in Arizona like 10 years in a row or something like that.
Sean McVay
like
13-2 against
it's
them.
time. Time is now. Time is now.
I'd love to think so, Ron. I would love to think so. And honestly, I'm gonna put Colts money line like in a parlay this weekend just to see if we'll see if something happens, because you just never know. But the way I see it is that 0-8, and it's just the ways that we've been losing to them too. Like I have little faith, but I do have faith.
Yeah. Hey, the Rams beat the Niners this year, and they didn't beat them like with the full team,
right,
in a long time. So out of the Colts receivers, who would you like more? Do you like Josh Downs more than Pittman or
yes.
Anadai?
Yeah, I like Josh Downs out of all of our receivers because he's our best separator.
Yeah. He had such a great connection with Flacco, and then he has a really good connection with Richardson too. So
I mean, he's the type of wide receiver who has a good connection with anybody who's back there. Like he makes your job so easy. He looked great with Gardner Minshew last year too. Like he just kept consistently getting open, and it's like nobody can cover him one-on-one. If you try to bracket him, he does this thing where he like squeezes between two defenders, like the Rams game from last year. He caught a pass between a safety and a linebacker from a dime that Anthony Richardson threw him. So like he understands the game, and he just knows. I mean, in college, his last 2 seasons, he had 200 catches.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Browns Commanders 43.5.
Oh, the Commanders.
Is Brian Robinson out?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's out. I think he got injured last game, so this is going to be I think Austin Eckler came back to practice.
Yeah, he's a full go.
Right, so he should be the one that's leading, and then maybe like Jeremy McNichols, yeah. So like those would be the 2 guys. I actually love the Commanders' defense against this Browns matchup for this week. Yeah, because I don't like the Browns' offense at all.
No, I don't either. They're not clicking at all. They just, like I said the last time me and you were on the show together, there's disconnect between Watson and everybody else, and I think that's more on him because he doesn't integrate himself to the team.
Right. I mean, it's kind of hard to with everything that's going on, because it's like, if he tries to integrate himself with the team, like I'm not so sure that he'll get a positive response from everybody he tries to interact with. So like that's it's kind of like his mistakes are stopping him from moving on. Yeah.
I agree. And then there's no running backs in this game that would play.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
None.
Yeah. Do you want to go with the Commanders defense as our defense? Or you want to go through the rest and then we'll see if we can find a better matchup?
I have one in mind.
All right. No problem. Yeah, no problem.
All right, let's go. Cardinals and
Niners.
49.5.
Yeah.
I think Kittle's out.
Kittle's out. Debo's back.
Yeah.
Ayuk is still trying to catch up.
Ayuk needs to get out of his own damn way.
Yeah.
He needs to get out of his own way. This might be the Ayuk breakout game too.
This could be, it could be the Ayuk breakout game. Absolutely, I agree.
Do you now? What about Connor? What would you play, Jordan Mason or Connor?
Whichever one's cheaper, because I think they both have a really good matchup in this game. And and Fred Warner's hurt, so that might hurt the 49ers in the run game.
So let's see what his price is and go from there.
Go to running backs.
Do you like any of the receivers? Do you like Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Marv is a good option, but I'm pretty sure Marv is expensive.
So Mason was 8,700.
And James Conner is 79.
Yeah. We got 37,000 left still.
And we still need 2 running backs.
Yeah.
And we still need a flex. So I think that the 7,000 might be a little too expensive.
Yeah. You want to go with Connor?
I
or just keep on going.
Yeah. Keep
All
on
right.
going for now, and then we'll circle back. Yeah.
So any players on this team that you would play? Maybe
Um.
McBride at tight end.
Oh yeah, definitely McBride at tight end.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's a
Yeah,
really
because
good
he's a full
matchup for him.
go.
Yeah.
Then we can circle back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what put McBride in. Okay. Raiders and Broncos, 35.5.
Ugh.
Now, I would play Broncos defense.
You'd play the Broncos defense against the Raiders?
Yeah, I know.
That's not. I mean, it's not bad.
I'm a Raiders fan, but
Wait, can you scroll down a little bit to see what the Commanders? Oh yeah, it's at 3,500. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking the Broncos defense because I think they have a solid unit, and the Raiders without Devontae Adams, they might be a little like sluggish. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
you got Patrick Surtain on Jacoby Myers. Michael Myers is out, so there's no second tight end other than Harrison Bryant. So it's going to be Brock Bowers game,
right?
And their linebackers and their safeties are good enough to cover him.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think the Broncos front four is a lot better than the Raiders.
The Commanders front four?
No, the Broncos front four.
Yeah, but you're saying like the Broncos front four is better than the Commanders front four.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they had 5 or 6 sacks last week against the Jets.
Yeah, the Broncos. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they harassed Aaron Rodgers.
And I think Mitchell will throw at least one interception, if not more.
Yeah, I could see that.
Plus, the way he scrambles around sometimes, he holds the ball out. They can be a strip sack too.
Oh yeah, so. Minshew is always due for a turnover or two. That's true. Yeah, I mean he averaged a turnover a game with us last year.
Yeah. What about any of the Broncos running backs?
I don't trust that offense as a whole right now.
Yeah.
I don't trust that offense at all.
So no offense players from either team. Maybe Bowers, maybe.
Bowers would be a good tight end play.
Would you play him over McBride?
Ooh, it depends. It depends what the price differential is.
All right, could we see what the
if
price
it's significant, then I would definitely play him over McBride because I feel like they would probably have the same offensive ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. They're right there, 63 and 65.
Let's go McBride then.
Yeah, McBride. Yeah, why not?
All right.
I actually think that game is going to be closer because of McBride is coming back. I think that McBride is a big security blanket for Kyler Murray, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. And because of the fact that he's been out for the last couple of games, the offense has struggled.
Yeah, and I think
Oh, we have a question.
All right. Would you trade Malik Neighbors for Amon St. Brown?
Mm-hmm.
No.
In PPR, I would.
In PPR?
Yeah. If it's PPR, I would. Only because Malik Neighbors is a target funnel. And Amon-Ra, there's so many pieces in that offense. Amon-Ra now is having like games where he gets like 4 for 35 and a touchdown. Or he'll get like 5 for 42 and he won't get anything else because there's too many mouths to feed.
But I would wait to do this after Neighbors gets back. Because Neighbors is out with the concussion.
Oh right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
he's out this week.
Unless if this person, if our totals receivers are strong and he can lose out, then do it now. If not, then I would wait because the Neighbors beat out, and you don't know. I don't know how bad the concussion was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hold off on it, but if it's PPR, that's a pretty good trade.
Yep. All right. Let's see. What we got now? Packers and Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Packers are favored by 3.
I can definitely see how they're favored, though.
Yeah. Now, one thing. So Packers, they're missing Dobbs and Watson.
Uh-huh.
So
it's gonna be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So there'll be Wicks and Reed.
Yeah.
The Rams have Witherspoon, I believe, probably starting this week, and Darius Williams back. So their secondary won't be as trash as usual, as it has been. Whoever's going to be going down the middle more, that's who I'd be playing for the Packers.
I personally don't think it matters.
Oh,
like
really?
I think Matt LaFleur is one of the few coaches in the NFL who can draw up a game plan for any and every single defense. Like I really don't think it's gonna matter who's out there.
Should we play Josh Jacobs? Because
absolutely.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is my favorite. Is my favorite running back play this week.
Yeah. I don't think there's any really. Only maybe a sneaky play at receiver for me would be Whittington, who is now wide receiver 1. He took over that role as wide receiver 1. He has gotten that respect and trust from Stafford now. It showed it last week when he was, targeting him more, and he was catching all his balls.
Right.
So Tyron Johnson, he's down the total pole now. He actually might be losing playing time to Xavier Smith.
Yeah.
Because Xavier Smith offers more speed, and Xavier Smith has better hands. And I think because of the 2 weeks in a row where Johnson wasn't in the right spot, he's kind of lost his trust.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Marcus Robinson, he's not a bad play, but especially with Jair Alexander out too. So this game could go over 48.5.
It definitely could. Yeah. I think that that the person in this offense who surprised me the most was Tutu Atwell. Tutu Atwell,
yeah.
he's taken a significant leap from where he was last year.
Yeah, and he's wide receiver 2, they're saying now. So right now you pretty much have Whittington at wide receiver 1 and Tutu at 2, and then Robinson at 3, which is totally opposite how it was.
Oh my God, these guys are so cheap.
Want to play Wicks?
Dontavian Wicks at 5,900. Keep scrolling down to see because we were saying if Worthington, is it Withington or Worthington? Whittington is down there somewhere. There we go. Jordan Withington at 54.
What do you think?
I mean, I'd play Withington there. Yeah.
Okay. Withington it is.
Because I know they're going to be chasing some points. So we got 9,000 left. Oh yeah, we can get another elite running back with 9,000.
We can do Henry. We
could do Henry. Yeah.
Because I think Henry was at 8,000. All right.
Giants.
Giants. Ooh, Giants and Seahawks. I have it hurts me to say this a lot, but I have I've become a Hawks wide receiver truther now. I believe I believe in their wide receivers, man.
That offense is fantastic.
Yeah, I was hesitant because it was a college offense coordinator coming around, and I hadn't really seen any of them play. But then they opened my eyes up last week, man. Because I think all three wide receivers are viable. It's just DK Metcalf he's getting the touchdowns, but
he's the alpha.
But Geno did go to Lockett a couple times in the end zone, and JSN he's just the possession receiver now.
Right. It was like because I think the offensive coordinator now is the offensive coordinator for the Washington Huskies. He was last year. Yep. Right. So essentially DK is now their Aroma Dunze, and then you have the other two guys who just take turns. Like one will have a pop off week this week, and then the next one the next week. So it's like DK is the alpha, and you just have to, hope you get lucky picking the other one.
The lock would be McMillan then.
Exactly. Yeah. He'd be McMillan. Yep.
And then I saw what about Walker? Would you play him over Derrick Henry?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Walker. I think he showed it at 64. Ooh, Kyron's at 84.
That's not bad either. Kenneth Walker's a 74.
But Seattle's going against the Giants defense, and Giants defense is worse than the Green Bay defense. Right?
I think so. But I mean, the only reason why I would say to go Derrick Henry is because Derrick Henry is more likely than not scoring a touchdown this week.
So we got Mason. I think Henry's
Mason's
overpriced. You want to do Mason?
No, Henry's not overpriced. We can put Henry in our lineup.
All right, let's do Henry then.
Yeah.
I think that probably completes the team, huh?
And then if you go up, how much do we have left? We have 700, so we could even upgrade at a position.
Maybe at see, T. Higgins, maybe?
You want to upgrade T. Higgins to a different wideout? Sure.
I don't know. Let's see who's available at about that price.
Another wide receiver we can take, yep.
Yeah.
So it starts at Marv. So we can have Marv, Jaden Reed, Deontay Johnson.
Do you like double stacking receivers from the same team?
I mean, if the matchup is good, yeah.
All right.
If the matchup is good, absolutely. And if it's in an elite offense, like Green Bay's, I would definitely take both receivers, especially because the other two receivers are going to be out. So most likely those two are the only two that are going to get targets or meaningful targets.
I would do. Do you like Jaden Reed more than T. Higgins?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
T. Higgins is the wide receiver 2 in his offense. Jaden Reed is the wide receiver 1 in that offense.
Yeah, but it's so funny because they make such a big deal about target share and this and that Wicks is getting more of the target share and this and that. But still, Jaden Reed, he's locked in. Him and Love, man, those were boys. You know, you can tell. It's almost like when Rodgers and Devontae Adams were together.
Right.
They're just locked in. I think Jaden Reed can break off he's more of a yak.
Exactly. Yeah. I was gonna say that target share doesn't matter if you average 15 yards a catch.
All right. So what do we still have left over now?
We have 300 left over, so we can upgrade somewhere else. So scroll down. Maybe upgrade Jordan Whittington for a different different wideout or different running back. So take Whittington out of the flex. And then let's look at all of our flex options.
See T or Deontay. Best ball Jonesy says.
Yeah, you can scroll up a little bit more.
You already have Deontay.
Okay, yeah, that's where it starts. So Sutton, Mostert. Scroll down. Isaiah Likely, Ray Davis. Oof. This list is rough.
Yeah. Oh. Should just stick with what we had then?
Yeah. So I think we should just stick with Whittington, and then we have the extra 300, but we like our lineup everywhere else.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You want to get as close as you can to
right.
Because I don't know when I've done this, I start overthinking it because I want to get to 0, and I've made mistakes.
Right.
Just walking away and going.
Yeah, the best way to play DFS is to just play the matchups because all you want is points. Because at the end of the day, even if you have $1,100 left over in your bankroll, that's not going to matter when they're counting the fantasy points.
And remember, people, bet what you can afford.
Right. Always. Gamble responsibly.
But please do it responsibly. All right. I think that's a pretty good squad we got there.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think no. So would you upgrade a quarterback maybe, or you like that stack of Lawrence and Thomas?
Yeah, I really like that Lawrence and Thomas stack. We got history on their side, and if history flips the other way and they're losing, then they'll be in a pass heavy script. So
Okay,
I like that play a lot this week.
cool. I like this team.
Yeah, same here. As a matter of fact, can you check in the quarterbacks to see what price Jordan Love is? Because I think that's the only other quarterback this week that I would love to get. But then that would probably be too many Packers players because we already have 3 of them.
Well, then we could always change though too.
Jordan Love is 8,200. Yeah, but that's the thing because Trevor Lawrence is 7,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have to
Okay,
drop-
so we're good.
okay.
Yeah,
Because then that's where you start playing around too much, and
exactly.
that's where and that's what I would do right there.
Right. Yeah.
And I just go back and change stuff, and then the next day or after Sunday night, I look and see it's like, son of a bitch, should just left it the way it is, man.
You should have just left it the way it was. Yeah, you always have to trust your gut.
Yeah. I have trouble doing that sometimes, and I shouldn't, overthinking the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got through all the
Looks
games.
good.
You want to bet on a game?
Oh, yeah? Derrick Henry to score a TD.
When it says minus 160, what does that mean?
So that means that for every $10 that you bet, you'll get $6 back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if it was at plus money, you would get $16 for every $10 that you bet.
Okay. So you have Baltimore at 142 and Cincinnati at 120.
I actually don't even know who's going to win this game.
I think it's Cincinnati will.
I mean, they definitely could. Yeah, Cincinnati could win this game. And these division games are always insane between these two.
Always.
Yeah,
And they're always seem to come down. Seems like a lot of times they'll start out ugly and then like they'll get it together and they'll come down last possession.
Yeah, it picks up in the second half.
And
There was one of these games where Jamar Chase had like 230 receiving yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that I remember that game, so it killed me. Killed me. I think we got all through all the games, huh?
Yeah, I
Got a
think
nice
so.
lineup going. All right. If there's any more questions from people, no. Just also want to remind people that you can tune in to Patrick Pucci Fantasy Show Spaces Mondays and Tuesdays. Tuesdays is a waiver show. Fridays is with rumors. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can hit me up at High Desert Run. Any questions, and hit up absolutely if you have any questions, DFS or lineup questions, and we'll be doing a show tomorrow. We're starting sits, and it'll be me and Best Ball Jonesy doing it tomorrow night. So bring your questions, DM me questions if you want to, and we'll get to them. With that, I just want to tell everybody to be good humans, have a safe weekend, and peace out.
Yeah, have a great one. Love, peace, and football to everyone.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Love, peace, and football.
All right.
Have a good weekend, everybody.